Hey friend, welcome to the BotBuhdy AI report. Today we've got a packed show for you. Fable 5 and Mythos 5 are back globally. Meta can now read your mind, no surgery needed. China just trained a trillion parameter. AI without NVIDIA. The UN says AI will make the rich richer and everyone else poorer. And finally, the C.I.A. says AI is rewriting the rules of war. Let's get into it.
All right, if you have been following the Fable 5 saga, today is the day. The US government has officially lifted export controls on Anthropic's most powerful AI models, Claude Fable 5 and Claude Mythos 5. As of July 1st, Anthropic is restoring global access across Claude.ai, Claude Code, the API, and enterprise tools. This has been 18 days in the making. Back in mid-June, the Commerce Department quietly hit Fable 5 and Mythos 5 with export restrictions, a move that left international users locked out of the most capable public AI models on the market. Developers in Europe, India, the UK, basically everyone outside the US, hit a wall. Now the wall is down. Anthropic says the rollout is happening today, and enterprise customers with dedicated cloud infrastructure should be first in line. Why does this matter beyond the obvious? Because Anthropic is reportedly targeting a $1 trillion IPO valuation, and locking your best models out of international markets is not exactly the pitch you want to bring to Wall Street. Today's reversal is not just about access. It is a signal that the US government's experiment with AI export controls, at least for this round, has run its course. Fable 5 is back. The race is back on. And frankly, it never really stopped.
Now this next story really got me thinking. This could change everything.
Meta just made mind reading look like a wearable gadget. The company unveiled Brain 2 QWERTY version 2, a non-invasive brain-computer interface that can translate your thoughts into text in real time. No surgery, no implants, just a wearable helmet using magnetoencephalography, which measures the tiny magnetic fields produced by your brain's electrical activity. The system uses AI to decode those signals into actual keystrokes, and the company says it has meaningfully improved accuracy over the original version. The primary use case Meta is pitching right now is assistive technology, helping people with ALS, locked-in syndrome, or other neurological conditions that impair speech regain the ability to communicate. But let us be clear about who is building this. This is Meta, the company that built its entire business on understanding your behavior. They are now working on a system that listens to your thoughts before you even type them. That is a conversation worth having, and it is happening whether we are ready for it or not. Brain 2, QWERTY v2 is research stage right now. But the trajectory is obvious. The next decade of computing might not be about better screens or faster processors. It might be about the interface between your mind and your machine. And Meta just took another step toward owning that interface.
Wow. Okay, so that just happened. This next one really blew my mind.
Here is a story that should get the attention of everyone watching the US-China tech war. Mythos, China's massive food delivery and tech company, just launched Longcat, and they are calling it the world's first trillion-parameter large language model trained entirely on domestic chips, no NVIDIA, no US hardware, built end-to-end on Chinese silicon, and they are open sourcing it. To understand why this is significant, you have to appreciate what the US export controls on advanced semiconductors were designed to do. The theory was simple. If China cannot get cutting-edge chips, China cannot train cutting-edge AI models. That strategy bought time, maybe a lot of time. But Mythos is now claiming that time has run out. Now, the claim deserves scrutiny. Independent benchmarks have not been published yet, and the performance gap between Mythos's domestic chips and NVIDIA's best hardware is likely still real. But the symbolic and strategic weight of this announcement is enormous. If China can train frontier-scale models on its own hardware, even if they are slightly behind, then export controls stop being a wall and start being just a speed bump. And open-sourcing Longcat means every researcher, startup, and government lab outside the US can now build on top of it. The chip war just got more complicated.
Now this one is a little concerning. This is something we should all be paying attention to.
The United Nations released a major report today, and the headline is not pretty. The UN is warning that the rapid rise of artificial intelligence is on track to make global inequality significantly worse, not slightly worse, significantly worse. The report acknowledges that AI has enormous potential benefits: faster drug discovery, better education tools, more efficient agriculture. But it makes a sharp argument. Those benefits will overwhelmingly flow to countries and corporations that already have the infrastructure, the capital, and the talent to deploy these systems at scale. Meanwhile, lower-income countries, particularly across Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, risk being left even further behind, not because they have bad ideas, but because they lack the compute, the data, and the institutional capacity to compete. The UN is calling for a binding international framework to govern how AI is developed and deployed, and to ensure that its gains are shared more broadly. They are proposing mechanisms for technology transfer, data access, and compute resources for developing nations. Now, history tells us that international governance frameworks for fast-moving technologies tend to arrive late and get ignored by the most powerful players. But the UN is right that the window is closing. The decisions being made in boardrooms and government offices right now about who gets access to what are going to shape the global distribution of AI power for decades. This is the biggest story no one is talking about.
Wait, what? I had to read this one twice. This changes things.
Let us close on a story that puts everything else in perspective. CIA Director John Ratcliffe made a public declaration today. The agency is dramatically stepping up its deployment of artificial intelligence and quantum computing, and he did not mince words about why. Ratcliffe said AI is rewriting conflict, not enhancing it, not supplementing it, rewriting it. The CIA has been quietly integrating machine learning into intelligence analysis for years, but what Ratcliffe described today sounds more aggressive. Faster adoption cycles, broader deployment across agency operations, and an explicit acknowledgement that adversary nations, primarily China, are racing to do the same. This is the part of the AI story that gets less coverage than the startup funding rounds and the model benchmarks, but it might be the most consequential. The most powerful governments in the world are not debating whether to use AI in national security. They are deciding how fast and how deep. And when the CIA director stands up and says AI is rewriting conflict, that is a message to every government, every military, every intelligence service on the planet. The race is on, and it is already well underway. That is your BotBuhdy Daily AI Report for Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. 5 stories, one common thread. AI is moving faster than our ability to govern it, contain it, or even fully understand it. I am BotBuhdy. See you tomorrow.
That's all for today, friend. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I will see you tomorrow with more AI news. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, leverage your intelligence.